The seating capacity is 65,000 at Ford Field, and we are right around that number today. A good crowd on hand and seemingly ready to go in the Motor City.
Tonight, it's on to Week 4 as we've got a good Thursday night matchup in store. As it'll be the Atlanta Falcons taking on the Detroit Lions. About set to begin another week of football, and happy to have you along. We are underway on Thursday night primetime. And he'll be brought down right on the chalk of the 20.
The Lions take over 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line.
Drive starts with a run from Gibbs.
And he stopped right at the 25 after a gain of 5.
Well, this defense for the Falcons very strong in that victory a week ago.
Yeah, what stood out to me on tape, the way they were flying to the football. So that tells me that they've got all their assignments down, and they're playing with extreme confidence.
Here's a 2nd and 5 now from the 25. Now it's gone. Over the middle, complete. That's right. And he gets this one just shy of the 40, down at the 39.
A gain of 15 yards.
They go with a slant that time, 15 yards at a first down.
Well, the first drive here, the first time that we've called the big tight end's name, but I can assure you this, Charles, it won't be the last.
No, it won't, because when he gets going, now it opens up opportunities on the perimeter because that'll draw the defense towards him in the middle of the field. Now your wide receivers will get involved as this game goes on.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10.
180.
Play action. It's gone. Pressure brought in, and the Falcons get there for the sack.
James Pierce
brings up 2nd
just
and
would not be
17
denied. That's a
at the
loss of 7.
line.
Now following the sack, they'll look to make amends on a 2nd down and 17.
What? DC.
From the gun, here's Goff.
And this throw incomplete. Well, the defender all over him that time, but it's going to lead to 3rd down.
Incomplete.
You talk about this Falcon defense.
They find themselves just a couple of spots outside of the top 10 defending the pass, number 12 in the league.
And since this is such a good unit of covering passes downfield, I think that last play is typical of what we might see. A lot of short passes, see if they can generate some run after the catch, but nothing doing on that one.
120. 11.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And he'll just toss it away. So he throws it away, and that brings up 4th down.
They're bringing a lot of pressure here already in the first quarter. Already sacked him once. How to get in there and knock another one away. You think maybe that Tucker rule being gone makes defenses a lot bolder?
Yes, indeed. That time, lucky that the arm was going forward. Incomplete pass. Taken in at the 22. And he takes us beyond the 35 before going out of bounds.
A good head-down running on the return gets about 15 yards.
And the Falcons will be taking over 1st and 10. Looking to put a drive together.
Ready. Bravo 80. Go.
A run for the first time with Bijan Robinson.
And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
They had 3 tight ends in that formation. That's almost a universal sign that they're planning to run the football. But how about the defense there? They met force with force and caused a stack up behind the line of scrimmage and threw him for a loss.
On 2nd down, another shot for Robinson.
And they will only muster a yard here at the 38.
Sometimes your philosophies get challenged at times you don't want them to. They did try to stick to the running game on the first 2 plays. Didn't amount to much.
And now facing a 3rd and long at the outset of this drive.
They'll come to the line here needing 9 yards to pick up the first. And looking to throw, Penix. This ball down the field for Pitts.
That's caught inside the 20. Touchdown, Falcons.
Kyle Pitts,
His 2nd touchdown on the season.
and the Falcons will claim the early lead as they're on the board first here tonight.
Folk connects on the extra point, and it's now a 7-0 game.
7, Lions nothing.
Folk now set to boot it after his guys put 6 on the board.
And he won't quite make it to the 25.
On the return, the Lions take over 1st and 10 at their own 24-yard line.
The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. Over on the sideline, hoping to hit that reset button between possessions. Last time out, they had to punt it away. This time, hoping to finish this thing off in the end zone.
Well, he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. 39 yards the distance covered on the catch and run.
Despite writing it down on my notes, I never give enough credit to the offensive line, and we have to here. The protection, that's what made this play a success. Quarterback had to wait for his crossing route to develop, and that takes a little bit of extra time. Excellent job by the big fellas up front.
And they're going to be set up down around the 15-yard line.
And 22 more yards there and another first down.
Another Detroit Lions first down.
Straight ahead with Gibbs here.
Oh, nice move. And he'll be taken down at the 2-yard line. Another good gain. That's now 35 yards combined on those last 2 plays.
Would you say this offense is locked in right now?
They're having no trouble on this drive. What is it, 3 plays, 3 first downs?
Yeah, you talk about on the march. They keep this up, they'll get to that end zone real fast.
Here's Goff. And he's going to go down just outside of the 5, right around the 6-yard line. 2nd and goal from the 6 this time.
2nd and goal at the Falcons' 6-yard line.
Gibbs straight ahead.
And he's brought down. A nice little juke move that preceded it, but not much thereafter. Give him right around 4 on the carry. We'll see if they want to keep pounding here on 3rd and goal. Now Goff.
Open man, and he's got Williams. Touchdown, Lions.
2 yards on the touchdown there.
And the Lions are an extra point away now from tying this ball game.
Extra point kind of knuckling home, but it is good. And we are tied at 7.
Jack Fox to kick off for the Lions.
So all even at 7 now as they kick it away.
And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape up past the 30.
At their own 31-yard line.
About set to begin their next drive. The Falcons offense at the line. This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown on their last time out, looking to repeat that in Charles's defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways because you know they're both motivated. They both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other.
Clock runs, less than a minute to go, and an entertaining first quarter of play.
Robinson up the middle.
And he's swallowed up right near the line of scrimmage. He'll lose a yard on the play, so now they need 3 yards on third down.
You talk about this Lions defense.
Well, they find themselves just outside the top 10 in the league against the pass, currently bringing up the number 11 spot.
So I'm prepping for this game. I kept asking myself the question, what's keeping this group from being top 10 in the league against the pass?
And
too many mistakes, especially little mistakes. And those add up into big mistakes. Big mistakes add up into points against you.
A third down gain of 3 yards, and that'll be enough. Charles, Thursday night game. I think a lot of teams probably say shrink the playbook somewhat. Is that correct?
I think you're right about that because you just don't have the amount of time that you have in a normal week to put in a full playbook. So as you said, you shrink the playbook, pick out the plays that work best for you. You know what else you're looking for? Who are the freshest guys coming off of the last game to play on a Thursday night? Guys have a little extra pep in their step. You go to them early and often.
second quarter now, Falcon football. As they've got it 2nd and 7. Now Penix. It's caught on the right side by Robinson. So 5 yards here, 5 on the play. And now 2 yards to go on third down.
I know it was a game, but you have to sense probably a little bit of disappointment there because when it's out there in open space, I think they expect to get more out of a play, don't you?
Especially when you're getting it to your guy out of the backfield. You're expecting him to be able to create something, be a little more shifty. This is caught inside the 15. Touchdown, Falcons.
Kyle Pitts.
His 2nd touchdown of the game, his 3rd on the year. And the Falcons have taken the lead.
And it looked like the operation got fouled up there. This ball was pushed to the right. It's no good.
So with the missed PAT in his rearview mirror, he goes back out to kick this one off.
And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line.
At their own 30-yard line.
The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive.
A long drive last time out for this offense, Charles. If you remember, they started basically in the shadows of their own end zone, marched it down the field, and a lot of that was through the passing game.
And partner, as a former defensive back, I'm having almost a physical reaction watching what's happening right now. But let's give credit where it's due because they've done an excellent job moving the ball through the air. Secondary getting picked apart pass by pass. Obviously, they need to make some adjustments there on the back end.
Yeah, because offensively, we know that they're not going to be shy about throwing that football.
Now gone. And that'll be caught by St. Brown. 9 yards, and that leaves him just short, so it'll be 3rd and less than a yard.
As long as you go through your proper reads and progressions, the drag route can be one of those old reliable plays because usually it's good for a good chunk of yardage as we just saw there.
And those guys like it, right? They can get the ball with a full head of steam.
Especially against man coverage. Because man coverage, you're typically running away from someone and not worried about traffic coming out on the other end.
And he is going to have a Lions first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
We often give credit to the O-line there. 2 tight end formation. Those tight ends block pretty well also.
Yeah, and that's one of the most dynamic positions in football now. The tight ends who can block at the line of scrimmage at the point of attack, and they can also get downfield and catch the football.
Going back to Gibbs on first down.
And they bring him down after just a short pickup. Give him a couple on the carry there. 2nd and 8.
The Lions at 2-1 now to start the campaign, and they move back above 500 with a victory last week.
And you look at their start, a win, a loss, then a win. This might be something we see from them a lot this year, because when they're at their best, they can play with anybody. But bringing their best every week, that's been a challenge thus far.
From the 44-yard line, here's a 2nd and 8.
Off play action. Here's Goff. That'll be caught. It's St. Brown. And that's going to be good for another first down as the tackle's made at the Falcons' 21. 23 yards the pickup there. A great job pulling that one in from a guy, as we know, who can really blaze. He's got a lot of speed.
And that speed can work for him so many different ways. Sometimes he just takes off and goes and just runs past people. Sometimes you get people to back off so far that you can catch everything underneath. But still, at some point in the game, you probably have to make some contested catches, right? Sometimes you have to go up and beat a defender for the football. He has that in his arsenal as well.
Showed it right there.
It sort of looks like they still have some fight in them on this series, because it seemed like things were headed for the red zone. But if this defense gets 2 more stops, they can keep them out of that area.
Now back to the ground. Here's Gibbs.
And pretty good running as he'll be close to a first down at the Falcons' 13-yard line.
47 yards rushing for him now to this point.
This drive is turning into an extended one, and the guy carrying the ball, he's becoming more like a body blows guy. Every carry is putting some damage on the defense. So after a while, I'm not too sure how many guys are going to want to run up and tackle him.
180! What's that?
Gibbs will try and pick it up.
And he picks up the first as he's able to take it down to the 7-yard line. Give him 6 yards, and they do convert on 3rd.
First down.
That right there, a good sign for a team that's had trouble converting 3rd down so far this year. They're in the bottom 5 in the NFL, but they come through there.
Yeah, and I bet if we put our guy Marvin on the case and say, Marvin, tell us where they rank on 3rd and what, right? I bet they're in the top 5 in the league on 3rd and 5, 3rd and 6, 3rd and 7 or more, because that's how you end up not converting. Just too much yardage to put.
And he takes this one in for a Lions touchdown.
Jahmyr Gibbs
From 6 yards away.
And the Lions are an extra point away now from moving out in front.
Extra point, a bit of an adventure, but it does make it through. And with it, his guys take the lead here by a point.
13.
Here are the Lions now as they line up and kick this one away.
This taken in right around the goal line. And able to get this out to the 25.
First and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Atlanta offense out there for their next drive.
A lot of time for this unit to game plan on the sideline after that drive that they watched the other side just score. But remember, last time they were out, they scored as well. We'll see if they can seize that momentum right back.
And they haven't had a lot of time to cool off from reaching the end zone the last time. So have they been able to keep themselves mentally sharp and into this game, even though they haven't been on the field? And you and I both know, one big play, though, gets them right back up to that level.
Here's Penix. Here's a screen for Robinson. Room past the 35. Across midfield.
And he'll take this down the 40-yard line. The Lions will use the first of their timeouts. They have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this second quarter.
A gain of 34 yards. And a Falcon first down.
So the ball moves into Lion territory now. Here's 1st and 10, right at the 40.
They'll go play action here with Penix. He's got Hooper on the short connection. And he gets this to the 35. Good for a gain of 5. Ball on the 35. Here comes 2nd and 5. Looking to throw, Penix. He's going to let this go. Back of the end zone. And this is caught for a Falcon touchdown. Christian Kirk, 35 yards. And the Falcons have regained the lead. On for the extra point is Folk. He missed one earlier, remember, but this time he gets it to go.
The score, Falcons 20, Lions 14.
Folk now set to boot it after his guys put 6 on the board.
And able to take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line.
At their own 28-yard line.
The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive.
That last drive, it was a good mix. Run, pass, defense on their toes.
And what really helps out in a big way is when you're doing the run-pass mix and everything's working, that means that they're guessing wrong every time on defense. They think you're going to pass when you run and vice versa. I would continue that, and when they finally draw a beat on you, maybe you mix it up a little bit, a little play action and throw the ball.
And will they maintain that balance? Time to find out.
17. He goes to the 180. Super 1. Listen. Turbo.
Back to throw. Goff.
A little short pass here taken in by Laporta. They get 7 out of that, so they're left with a 3rd and 3.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
11 yards there and a Lion first down.
We often hear the phrase sure-handed tight ends, and he certainly fits into that category. Plus, he's got a quarterback who knows to look his way when they need a big pickup. And on this play, he finds him for the first down.
Goff now looking to throw.
He's got right on the short throw. And he's going to be touched down right at the line of scrimmage.
2nd and 10 at the 46-yard line.
76.
A shotgun snap for Goff. He's airing it out for Williams. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete.
And they're not going to go quietly into this halftime break. They know they're in for a fight, so they're trying to make every possession count. They took the big shot there, but it winds up incomplete.
They come up to the line now facing a 3rd and 10 after the incompletion. Again, Goff.
Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete.
The Lions now going to use the 2nd of their timeouts as they get it right at the 32nd mark of this first half.
1st and 10 at the 40-yard line.
Now Goff going to fake the jet sweep and the handoff and look to throw.
The Lions quickly now going to use the last of their timeouts.
So as they talk it over, we step aside.
48-yard line.
Sacks, a growing theme in this first half. This is 2nd and long. To throw is Goff. Trying for right, and it's intercepted. And he'll take it
On 1st and 10, it's Robinson. And a strong run there as he'll take this all the way down to the 35.
Now the Falcons going to use one of their timeouts, as it'll come with 15 seconds to play in the first half.
1st and 10 at the 35-yard line.
Slot man moves right.
They'll throw with Penix. He's got room at the 30.
And he's finally down at the 21-yard line. Now a timeout taken. Perhaps a chance for one more quick play and then another timeout if they hurry. We'll see.
To the air, Penix. Now he'll tuck this and run.
Nothing open downfield, so he'll throw it away.
Offense was moving it a little bit, had them back on their heels, but they earned a brief pause by forcing the incompletion. That gives them a quick chance to regroup and try and mount a stand before they're backed up even further.
First half in the books. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports.
Jack Fox to kick off for the Lions.
The Falcons back to receive. They've got the lead, and they'll get this football as the second half gets underway.
And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line.
The Falcons take over 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line.
About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line.
As this offense takes the field to begin the opening drive of the second half, Charles, remember in that first half, good through the air and really all around an outstanding offensive performance.
Absolutely. They reached the end zone several times. The passing game working awfully well, and most importantly, partner,
yeah, they went to the tunnel with a lead. They come back out with that lead.
Absolutely. NFL coaches, we know they're perfectionists in a lot of ways, but they had to like what they saw in that first half.
Here's a 2nd and 7.
He's got room past the 30.
And all the way out to the 35-yard line. 12 yards is the pickup. Good for a first down for the Falcons.
And now we get into the psychology of the whole thing, because a lot of teams with a 2-score lead in the third quarter, they almost become defensive with their offense, just playing not to lose. I think with this team, you got to figure at this point, this is a great spot for them to go into attack mode, really try and put the hammer down and finish this one off.
Loose inside the 30. Inside the 10. And he will step out of bounds all the way down at the 5-yard line. 77 yards for him on the ground now. He has been a tough man to bring down all night.
Falcons first down. 1st and goal at the 5-yard line.
They'll run with Robinson.
And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. That's going to wind up a loss of a full 3 yards on first down.
And plays like that are exactly what this defense needs here early in the second half to give it a little spark. I think their halftime adjustments, what they talked about, maybe it was just a little inspirational speech. Who knows? But it looks like they're ready to go.
From the shotgun, he'll look to throw.
Now Penix going to hold on to it.
And he's just going to throw this one out of bounds here. Nowhere to go with it. Incomplete. To give you an idea of how accurate he's been throwing the football, we're in the second half. That's just his second incompletion.
Well, if he's that locked in, that means everyone's locked in, because to me it's like throwing a no-hitter in baseball. The pitcher may get the credit, but a lot of people making plays behind him in the field.
A big play forthcoming. Here's 3rd and goal. They'll try and throw. Here's Penix.
A hit as he throws there, incomplete.
Well, that's a good piece of quarterbacking right there because he certainly felt the pressure coming. The alternative, getting sacked for the first time. He didn't like that option at all. Did a nice job saving yardage by throwing that one away.
Looked like an issue with his snap, and he pulled it wide left. It's no good.
And that'll keep this a 9-point game.
14.
That was an ugly-looking kick, and the snap, largely to blame. These special teams operations are relying on everyone being on the same page, so even the slightest hiccup can lead to some missed kicks, and that's exactly what.
And the Falcons get there. The Falcons get the sack. Down he goes. James Pierce able to drop in that time for his second sack of the evening. Pass protection has been a problem all night long as they come up facing second and a bundle. Gone.
And that falls to the ground, incomplete. A nice job of bodying him up defensively, and now it brings up third down.
And this drive is almost over before it began thanks to a great defensive effort. Sack on first down, followed by an incompletion, one more good rep, and they get off the field.
He's got right on the short throw.
Give him a gain of 5 on the completion. And that's going to make it fourth down. Here comes the Lions punter now. Standing just outside his own goal line. And now a timeout defensively by the Falcons. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this third quarter. His first punt, 45 yards. This looks good as well. So a change of possession here on the punt.
And it will be Falcon football. The Atlanta offense out there for their next drive. And they have to feel like they missed on an opportunity for points last time when they couldn't connect on that short field goal try.
And no doubt about it, because they were counting on those points. In today's NFL, let's face it, that's really a chip shot, right?
That's anything inside 40.
Yeah, they're counting on that going through the post. But we've seen it happen to teams before. Some of the best kickers in the world can miss kicks like that. Can they come back now and redeem themselves?
It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3.
I know the toss play begins with the guy taking the snap and turning around and tossing it to the runner. But where the real intrigue is, can they seal the edge, whether it's an offensive tackle or a tight end in the direction they want to run the football? If they do that, that's the result that you get, that type of a gain. If they don't, oftentimes it's not a very successful play. Well, I think he's as fine with that incompletion as a quarterback can be, in all honesty. He avoided his first sack of the game, and he did have a chance of connecting for yardage, just unable to on that throw.
On third down, Penix from the gun. Now he's through to midfield.
And he takes it across the 50 to the 46-yard line. It's a gain of 13 and a first down for Atlanta.
Well, they certainly had success throughout this contest, getting him the ball in the passing game, and there he picks up another first down. Whatever they saw going into this one, they've been able to capitalize on it, and no adjustment has been made to take it away.
Oh, they go with a tight end carry. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. The end result, 21 yards.
How about that there? No frills, no additives, right? Nothing crazy. Just find a way to pick up the first down. A nice run right there.
Now on first down, he'll drop to throw it.
And that's going to be incomplete.
Well, a momentary speed bump there with that throw, partner. The defense had other ideas, and they're trying to mount a small stand before this drive reaches the end zone.
Well, thanks for joining us here on a Thursday night in the NFL. Third quarter, 2nd and 10 coming up.
Sets up the screen to Robinson.
They do get a yard there, but only a yard. Leaves him with 3rd and 9 looming.
Good reactions there defensively. That screen was a little slow in developing, and they shut that one down with little gain.
On third down, he'll drop to throw.
Pass taken in by his big tight end.
Yeah, they will touch him down, but not before he gets the first.
That's another.
That one good for 16, and the drive will continue.
First and goal, Atlanta.
And looking to throw, Penix. Sideline throw, that's caught by Kirk.
A minimal gain there on the 8th play of the drive.
A pickup of 2. Brings up second and goal at the 6-yard line.
The 6-yard line, the line of scrimmage on second and goal.
Ready? 19, Tiger, 19, Tiger.
Straight ahead, it's Robinson.
And he gets him a little bit closer. He takes it from the 6 inside the 5 to the 4.
He was brought down at the 4-yard line. A 2-yard pickup brings up third and goal.
Fourth quarter coming up here on Thursday Night Primetime.
You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now at Ford Field. It's the Falcons. They've got the football. They've got the lead as we get set to start the fourth. A lot of tired bodies on that field, but this is a big play, third and goal.
70, 18, go.
They'll look to throw. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete.
What an excellent defensive stand there in the red zone. Nice tight coverage. They certainly recognized how important it was to bring up fourth down here.
Folks, kick is good.
And that will extend their lead even further.
So that maybe not a knockout blow, but I suppose certainly every little bit helps when you're trying to salt one away in the fourth.
Well, the possibility of being beaten by 2 late touchdowns or at least sent to overtime does exist. But time, definitely a big factor at this stage of the game, is in their favor.
And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25.
The Lions take over first and 10 at their own 26-yard line.
The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive.
These guys definitely hoping for a better showing than their last appearance. They couldn't really even move the football much beyond the shadows of their own goal place, Charles. We'll see if they can get a better, more sustained drive going here.
Yeah, and every team that we ever talk to says the exact same thing. When you start a drive from that deep in your own territory, the goal is a minimum of at least 2 first downs, because even if you have to punt then, you change the field position, right? You flip the field a little bit. They didn't get that done. This time they're going to string together a nice drive and help themselves out.
That's good. The completion there for 7 yards, and it's second down. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. They're tackling them almost on the spot.
And this is caught at the 20. And marking down all the way inside the Atlanta 20. A big pickup of 38.
And here's a spot where this offense says, we got to start making something happen. We're down 2 scores. It's the fourth quarter. We got to start moving with some urgency. And here's a big play that gives them a ray of hope that they can get back in this one.
5.
Throwing again is gone.
This to Laporta, right side.
And he'll get 7 yards from the 17 to the 10 before he's taken down.
I know sometimes we can get fooled when we watch him make catches, as we just saw him do there, because he really looks like a wide receiver the way he goes about his business.
Yeah, 230, 240 range.
Yeah, not super huge. Maybe not counted on to be that inline point of attack blocker that we used to have in the good old days. But you can flex him out. You can run wide receiver routes with him. You can make him a primary target, and that's how he'll shred a defense.
From the gun, here's Goff. Hard throw, incomplete.
Coverage was awfully tight there on third down. They actually closed off all the passing lanes, forcing the incompletion and bringing up fourth down.
And they're indeed going to go for it here on fourth down. So trailing here in the last quarter. Let's see how this plays out. They go ahead and snap it. Gone. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
Well, I guess an interception at this point on fourth down is just as bad as an incomplete pass. Either way, the ball goes over to the other side.
Yeah, it's a tough spot to be in this late in the game, and there's not a whole lot he can do there, and he winds up giving the ball away.
About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. Turnover that just got them the football back, obviously a big one, because had they been able to score on the other side, this would have been a one-possession game.
So you don't sense full relief here then?
No, I don't, especially with the ball this deep in their own territory, because you make a mistake, they've got it right back in prime position.
They certainly do. So now, almost like a 4-minute offense, right? Take care of this bad boy. Make sure the other team doesn't touch it, but move it with consistent gains. We're down the clock and make them use their timeouts in this situation.
Second and 10.
They're going to go with a tight end here on the running play. And it's out. He put it on the carpet. And this is scooped up by the Lions. And good field position coming up here. The football at the 12-yard line.
Partner, that one looked like it was over. I mean, they had control, had the football, and the defense had to make a play in order to keep them in the game. That's exactly what they did.
And now that door ajar, 2-score game, so hold on here, not done in the fourth. They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2.
8 yards on the pickup. Brings up 2nd and 2.
Out of the gun, they'll give to Gibbs.
And the D not yielding much there. He's only going to get a yard to about the 2.
So a decent deficit at this stage in the second half. 4-down territory?
No doubt about it. There's not a chance that he hasn't looked ahead and said, okay, if we gain yardage on this play, this is what we'll do going forward. If we lose yardage, this is the play call that I'll have ready.
Goff now to throw. And that is caught. Touchdown, Detroit. Blocked right. A 2-yard touchdown grab. And the Lions have made it a 1-score game again here in the fourth. Extra point just does sneak over the bar. And now things get a bit more interesting here in this fourth quarter. A 5-point game now as here comes the kickoff.
This taken in at the goal line. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line.
1st and 10 at their own 26-yard line.
The Atlanta offense out there for their next drive. Now, Charles, of course, you got to remember, last possession they fumbled. It led to a touchdown. 1-score game here. Got to be careful.
And this is where coaching and training really comes into play, doesn't it? What does everyone say after an error? Next play, move on, next drive. That mantra has to come to the front. They've got to take care of business right here and act like the last series just didn't happen.
At the 26-yard line.
Here's 2nd and 10. Penix working out of the gun here. That's out wide here for Robinson.
For the gain of 3 on the play. And now 3rd down and 6 to go.
Well, offensively, that's the mismatch that you want. You want to force a linebacker to try and cover your back out of the backfield, out in some open space. But linebackers nowadays, they run like backs, and they take a lot of pride in covering. What a nice play he made there in the open field.
Here's Penix. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. He's been the go-to guy, and they needed a big play there on third down. Went his way, it worked out.
Doesn't matter whether they've scouted him or that they think he's going to get the ball. He has a knack for finding his way open and completing the connection.
Cowboy 80. 19 Tiger. 19 Tiger.
Looking to throw, Penix. Going for Kyle Pitts again. He's got him again. And they will get him down, but not before he gets very good yardage there, as that will lead us right into the 2-minute warning.
Whistles now in a timeout defensively. So a wise move as they'll use the first of their timeouts to force one more play before the 2-minute warning.
And not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10.
Here we go. Bronco 80.
Hand off to Robinson out of the shotgun. And he is not going to go anywhere. They're going to get to him behind the line, and that is going to get us to the 2-minute warning.
Okay, break. Let's go now. 60 Eagles, 60 Eagles. 70 Rangers, 70 Rangers. Go, Street.
Now it looks like he'll throw here.
And that'll fall incomplete. He was hit just as he let that go. And now it's 3rd down.
They don't get the hook up there, but you really have to marvel at how precise he's been throwing the football these last couple weeks.
Oh, that's the perfect word for it, precise. Because if you're at 70% or better 2 weeks in a row, you have a job as long as you want one in this league, won't you? I mean, let's face it, it's not just West Coast offense either. He's putting the ball downfield as well.
And he can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game. The Falcons going to use the second of their timeouts. That'll leave them with just one remaining in this 4th quarter of play. So here's Nick Folk in an important spot. Whistles now in a timeout. So defensively, they burn it here with 1:51 left. So on 4th down, out trots the kicker in a big spot here. This to put him a touchdown and a 2-point conversion up. And this is good. It was running out of gas there at the end, but he winds up getting just enough on it.
Charles, even as long field goals become more and more common, this is still a very rarefied air. Only just over 20 field goals have been kicked from 60 yards or further, and you can add his name to the list now.
And as calm as he tried to present himself, there's no doubt there were some nerves as he lined up to attempt that kick. But once the ball was snapped, he just swept the leg and boom, over the crossbar.
This is 1st and 10.
White 20. Motion.
Goff now to throw.
And that's caught by Williams. And he's going to get out of bounds with the 1st down. So an ideal set of circumstances there. They move the chains, and they save that final timeout.
They got exactly what they wanted there. Out route, catch, get out of bounds, stop the clock.
And I have to criticize defense here because you know the situation. You want to keep them inbounds and have the clock run. So I'm sitting on the outside portion of the field and not letting him throw an out route. Throw anything inside and I'll make the tackle. An out route? That's not the way you're supposed to play it. For as many sacks as this defense has, you can understand their willingness to try and get upfield and get another. So what a really smart play call here to use their aggression against them, go with the screen, and they're able to get the 1st down.
14. Done. What's that?
Now Goff.
Now throw right side here, going to be incomplete.
Well, that's certainly not the worst thing. It stops the clock and lets your offense catch its breath and lets us exhale a little bit. Now I expect them to call a couple plays in the huddle, so they're ready if a tackle happens inbounds.
11.
Goff. Oh, and that's going to sabotage their comeback plans. It is intercepted. And the Falcons have just about sewn up this football game. Well, this game has not been short on intrigue, but that's the backbreaker right there, and it's going to put any hope of victory to bed.
Yeah, they knew they needed the touchdown, and when you have that little time remaining, they know they've got no choice except to go for broke, and that they did. But the interception, that means defeat.
We got to have two hands on the football here as they run on first down.
And he stopped immediately there.
And when the defense wins and gives up no yardage on a running play, that's something they can build on and carry themselves forward throughout the game.
Another running situation on the doorstep as they come up 2nd and 10.
He's going to get it again. Just looking to get forward and protect the ball. And he is going to have a Falcons first down. And it would appear that that's going to be the one to do it.
The Lions quickly now going to use the last of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with just under 50 seconds remaining in the fourth.
Points of contact necessary at this stage as they'll run on first down.
Charles, why didn't they just take the knee there?
You're asking the question that I'm asking as well, because we've seen a lot of football where coaches decide maybe they get a little greedy. I don't know if they're doing it for stats or for what reason. We've seen it happen in college. And how about in the NFL? The miracle of the Meadowlands. All they had to do was take a knee and the game was over. The Giants ran it one more time. Ball popped free. Philadelphia picks it up and wins the game.
What year was that?
1978. I think it was in November.
And he's going to have to protect the football and take his lumps here at this stage of the game as they stop him behind the line.
I like the idea to mix it up from time to time because, let's face it, you can't be predictable. But the execution was a little lacking on this one, right? They might want to go back to the drawing board with that call.
On third down, Robinson. So a win here for the Falcons, and it was thanks in part to the play of their third-year quarterback.
Yeah, he was in complete control of this offense. He had 3 touchdown passes on the afternoon. And to be honest, he really made it look easy out there.
So for the Falcons, it'll be a 500 start as the win gets them back to 2-2. And they'll get the weekend off now as they get a little extra time to prepare to face the Chicago Bears. Meanwhile, for the Lions, they also will exit this one at 2-2. And they'll try to get back to their winning ways next week as they head to Lambeau to take on the Packers. So for our entire crew, alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Thanks for watching, everybody. We'll see you next time.